Welcome to Sanjeevani Education Group. Sanjeevani Education Group is a IIT NEET coaching hub which is renowned for producing the rankers in different competitive exams from national level 11th and 12th JEE NEET, Standard 10th NTSC MTSC, 6th and 9th Dr. Homi Bhabha Bal Vaidyanik exam, 5th and 8th scholarship exam, 7th Olympiads along with IIT NEET Foundation for all classes. We have experienced faculty who focus on the academic development of students. So dear parents, hurry up. For admission, visit Sanjeevani Education Group, plot number 13, Aditya Nagar, Gadkhera, Aurangabad, or call 95112 70135 or 95112 66680.
Welcome students. This lecture is for all the 10th standard students. Okay, remember that this lecture for CBSE 10th. Okay. So in the last lecture of the CBSE 10th, we have seen that the human digestive system, then the digestive glands, which release digestive food for juice for the digestion of the food, which includes salivary gland. That includes then parotid gland, sublingual gland, submaxillary gland or submandibular gland, then liver, gallbladder, pancreas, then gastric gland, and then intestinal gland. Okay, and their juices also we have seen in the last lecture. Okay. Now today we are going to discuss about the mechanism of digestion. How does the food is digested in our alimentary canal? Okay, so mechanism of food digestion. How does food digest in our alimentary canal? Okay, so first one, see, there are two types of digestion. One is mechanical digestion, and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. So what is the difference between mechanical digestion and chemical digestion? Let's see. In the mechanical digestion, food just mechanically or physically break down. The larger part of the food is broken down in the smaller particles of the food by means just physical process or mechanically. So thus such digestion is called as mechanical digestion. Say for example, act of chewing of food. This act of chewing of food is called as mastication. It is called as mastication. Mastication means act of chewing of food, crushing of food with the help of the tooth. Okay. Then secondly, when the food is reached up to the stomach, then the wall of stomach are vigorously contract and relax. This is called churning movement of the stomach. This churning causes the crushing of food at the large food substances into the smaller one. So this is also one of the mechanical digestion. So mechanical digestion takes place in the oral cavity by means of mastication, that is with the help of the tooth. Then it occurs in the stomach also by means of churning movement or vigorous contraction, relaxation of the stomach. Okay, so this is a mechanical digestion. So what is chemical digestion? Chemical digestion involves enzymes. इसमें भी फूड जो है वो ब्रेक डाउन होता है. लार्जर food molecules are break down into the smaller or simpler, means the complex non-diffusible and non-absorbable food substances get digested or hydrolyzed or break down into the simple one or absorbable form or diffusible form. So this is called as chemical digestion. Means what? In this type of digestion, the digestion takes place in the mediator of chemicals. So such chemicals are enzymes. These are strong hydrolytic enzymes. Such enzymes includes amylolytic enzyme. Amylolytic enzymes means the enzymes which are concerned with the digestion of the carbohydrate. Then proteolytic enzymes. Proteolytic enzymes means the enzymes which are involved in the lysis or hydrolysis or breakdown of the proteins. Then lipolytic enzymes means the enzymes which are involved or concerned with the digestion or breakdown of the lipids or fat substances. Okay, so these are different types of the enzymes, means chemicals, which involves in the chemical digestion of the carbohydrate, proteins, fats, nucleic acid, and so on. Okay, so let's see how digestion takes place. Now, first of all, main digestion of the food takes place in the three parts. Here it takes place in the three parts. First, digestion takes place in the mouth or buccal cavity. Buccal cavity, or also called as oral cavity. Then digestion takes place in the stomach. Remember that esophagus में digestion नहीं होता है, so there is no any kind of digestion takes place in the esophagus. Never. Okay, then digestion in stomach, and most important, digestion in small intestine. There are these three parts, that is buccal cavity means oral cavity or mouth, then stomach and small intestine. These are the three main regions of the site of the digestion of food. Okay, first of all, we will going to start with the digestion in the mouth or oral cavity. Now, our digestion starts with our buccal cavity. Okay, what with the food we take, that food is called, that is bolus. What is it? Bolus. After the crushing or the chewing, act of chewing of that food is called as mastication. Mastication is nothing but one of the mechanical digestion of the food. Okay, so this mechanical digestion takes place in the buccal cavity. Now, along with the mechanical digestion, chemical digestion also takes place in the buccal or oral cavity or mouth. How this takes place in the oral cavity? Saliva is secreted. What? Saliva. So saliva contains two most important substances. One is the mucus. What is it? Contains mucus, and it also contains enzymes, salivary enzymes. Okay. So mucus. What is the role of mucus in the saliva? So role of the mucus in the saliva, as it lubricates the masticated food, or the food we are chewing, that is lubricated by the this sticky substance, that is mucus. And what is the role of the enzymes? This saliva contain ptyalin, means salivary amylase. This enzyme, salivary amylase. Which enzyme? Salivary amylase, also called as ptyalin. So ptyalin कहा जाता है या फिर salivary amylase कहा जाता है. So this enzyme, under presence of this enzyme, salivary amylase के presence में जो polysaccharides है, polysaccharides means what? Starch. What we have consumed, that is starch. Starch is broken down into the means polysaccharide. Polysaccharide means what? Poly means saccharide means sugar. Many sugar molecules like this. Many sugar molecules means polysaccharide. So this polysaccharide is broken down into the disaccharides. Now this is what is disaccharides, because di means two, saccharide means sugar molecule. So disaccharides is what? Maltose. So this polysaccharide starch is broken down into the disaccharide, that is maltose. Okay, so here in the oral cavity, about 30% of carbohydrates, 30% of carbohydrates means starch, means polysaccharide. जो हम जितना भी हमारे फूड, हमारे खाने में जितना भी कार्बोहाइड्रेट कंज्यूम करते हैं, उसमें से 30% कार्बोहाइड्रेट का जो डाइजेशन है वो कहाँ पर होता है? दिस टेक्स प्लेस इन द ओरल कैविटी और माउथ और बक्कल कैविटी. ओके, रिमेंबर दैट. एंड रिमेनिंग 70% ऑफ द कार्बोहाइड्रेट इज डाइजेस्टेड इन द स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. Okay, so this 30% of digestion of the carbohydrate take place with the help of salivary amylase enzyme or also called as styrene. But this digestion requires a favorable pH. This pH is 6.2, means 6.8. It is means slightly acidic pH, means that our saliva is slightly acidic because the pH of our saliva is 6.8. Under this slightly acidic pH, this salivary amylase breaks polysaccharide means starch into the disaccharides means molecules. About 30% of the carbohydrate are digested in the buccal cavity. Okay. Now next, the saliva also contains small, very trace amount of the lingual lipase, which also digests very small amount of the lipid in the buccal cavity also, but it is very negligible amount of salivary lingual lipase. Then next, saliva contains lysozyme, which enzyme? Lysozyme is also present in our tears. That's why any microorganisms that enters in our eyes that are killed by the this bactericidal or microbicidal enzyme, that is lysozyme. This lysozyme also present in our saliva. So if any microorganisms or bacteria present in our bolus or food, so it is killed by this lysozyme present in our saliva. Okay, so this is the digestion takes place in the buccal cavity. Now what happened? The bolus enters into the esophagus. What is this? Esophagus means what? Esophagus means food passage. Okay, so this bolus is travel or it is passed through the esophagus by means of process. This process is called as peristalsis. Peristalsis means what? Peristalsis means like this: a rhythmic contraction and relaxation. Contraction, relaxation. This rhythmically contraction and relaxation of the alimentary canal is called as peristalsis. What is it? This is called as peristalsis. Now why this peristalsis occurs? Who it occurs? क्योंकि किसकी वजह से होता है? इसे कौन करता है? This because of, जैसे आपने देखा है, transverse section of intestine. Tiers of intestine shows the outermost layer called as serosa. Then उसके बाद एक layer that is muscularis. Muscularis ये जो layer है, the layer of the wall of intestine. This muscularis layer contain two types of muscle. One is the circular muscle and is a longitudinal muscle. In some part like stomach, the wall of stomach contains three layers of smooth muscle. One is the circular muscle, longitudinal muscle and oblique muscle also. But oblique muscle is not present throughout the wall of alimentary canal. It is just present in the some part of the alimentary canal like wall of the stomach. But in the wall of the esophagus, in the wall of the intestine, there is two layers of smooth muscle. One is the circular muscle and longitudinal muscle. These are the smooth muscle. जैसे कि हमने muscle में discuss किया है. These are smooth muscle present in the viscera, wall of viscera. And here this muscle, this smooth muscle, the circular and longitudinal muscle are responsible for rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the alimentary canal, so as to food the propulsion get pushed forward. So this pushing the food bolus forward, it is because of the process of peristalsis, and this peristalsis caused by the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscle, that is circular and longitudinal muscle present in the wall of alimentary canal. जैसे कि मैंने आपको डायग्राम एक सेंड किए, इसमें टीयर्स ऑफ इंटेस्टाइन मींस ट्रांसवर्स सेक्शन ऑफ इंटेस्टाइन में आप वो डायग्राम में सर्कुलर एंड लॉन्गिट्यूडिनल मसल इजीली फाइंड आउट कर सकते हो, देख सकते हो. ओके, now after the here the food is passes from the esophagus and reach up to the stomach. Where food is, this is the esophagus and this is the stomach. What is this? This is the stomach. Now this bolus enters into stomach. Where it enters? In the stomach. This is the food bolus and that enters into the stomach. Now see, stomach ends. This is the cardiac end of the stomach. This is the pyloric end of the stomach. So here is also one sphincter is present called as pyloric sphincter. Pyloric sphincter. And here is also sphincter is present called as cardiac sphincter. Cardiac sphincter. Okay, so these are two sphincters. Okay, see, sphincter means what? Sphincter means आप easily याद रखो. Sphincter is just nothing but your cock of your जो होता है ना नर्व रहता है पानी का नर्व. जैसे हम वो कॉक ऑन कर देते हैं पानी चालू होता है, कॉक ऑफ कर देते हैं पानी बंद हो जाता है. द सेम है स्फिंक्टर ऐसे ही काम करते हैं. स्फिंक्टर्स आर द स्पेशलाइज्ड स्ट्रिप्स ऑफ द मसल्स. ओके, तो यार जब हम बोनस एंगल्फ करते हैं मींस जब स्वैलो किया जाता है स्टमक के अंदर रीच होता है तो यहाँ कार्डियक स्फिंक्टर ओपन हो जाते हैं बट पाइलोरिक स्फिंक्टर्स आर रिमेन्स क्लोज्ड. ओके, ये पाइलोरिक स्फिंक्टर रिमेन्स क्लोज रहते हैं. नहीं तो क्या हो जाएगा, अगर ये ओपन रहेगा वैसे फूड आएगा वैसे इधर चले जाएगा, वो स्टमक में रुक ही नहीं पाएगा. तो टू होल्ड आउट द फूड bolus into the stomach, these pyloric sphincters are remain closed. Okay, now after your meal, आपका जब खाना पूरा खाना हो जाता है तब क्या होता है, here is your food substances. Now the innermost wall of stomach is lined by the mucosa, that is gastric mucosa. What is gastric mucosa? This gastric mucosa contain many types of the gastric glands. ओके, जैसे कि पेप्टिक सेल्स है, चिप सेल्स, ऑक्सीटिक सेल्स है, तो जी सेल्स है. देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ सेल्स आर प्रेजेंट इन द म्यूकोसा ऑफ द स्टमक. So this gastric gland secretes a different type of substances and which forms together gastric juice. What is this? Gastric juice. Gastric juice. That gastric juice is secreted in the stomach. So gastric juice released in the stomach. This gastric juice contains HCl, means dilute hydrochloric acid. The hydrochloric acid secreted by the gastric glands. Now what happens? The gastric HCl causes again further breakdown of this larger molecules or larger particles of the food into the smaller one. It is because of the action of HCl or under the influence of hydrochloric acid. Then ये जो HCl है, HCl से इस म्यूकोसा को इरोजन नहीं होता है, इससे इंजुरी नहीं होती. It is because of gastric juice also contain mucus. So this mucus forms the thin layer over the gastric mucosa. That's why it protects the gastric mucosa from the HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, which is too much acidic. So the gastric content is, or that is gastric juice, is too much acidic. The pH of gastric juice is near about 1.5 to 1.8, which is strongly acidic pH. It is because of presence of HCl, hydrochloric acid. Okay, then after stomach get vigorously contract and relax to governing the food to break down the larger food substances into the smaller one. So this is also one of the mechanical digestion of the food. Now here is also chemical digestion also takes place in the stomach. How it takes place in the stomach? Some proteolytic enzymes are secreted in the inactive form. For example, pepsinogen is an inactive. ये एंजाइम इनएक्टिव फॉर्म में सीक्रेट किया जाता है स्टमक में. ओके, नाउ अंडर द प्रेजेंस ऑफ HCl और इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ एसिडिक मीडियम में मींस HCl के प्रेजेंस में, हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड के प्रेजेंस में ये इनएक्टिव पेप्सिन कन्वर्ट होता है एक्टिव पेप्सिन में. इसमें एक्टिव पेप्सिन इज active, remember that. And this pepsin is act on the proteins, acts on proteins. It breaks down the protein into proteases and peptones and proteases. These are the protein is what? Protein is long chain of amino acid. So pepsin acts on the protein and it breaks down this protein into the smaller molecules. These smaller molecules include proteases and peptones. Again, in presence of dipeptides, these proteoses and peptones are break down into amino acids, and finally this amino acids get absorbed, because protein is a complex form and the amino acid is simplex form of the or monomer of the protein. Okay, because means the polymerization of the amino acid means the polypeptide chain of amino acid is nothing but the proteins. Okay, so see once more, I repeat this once again. See, in the gastric mucosa, pepsinogen is secreted in the form inactive form. In presence of acidic medium means HCl. In presence of this HCl, this pepsinogen, inactive pepsinogen, converted into active pepsin, and again active pepsin acts on the proteins which are present in our food. That this pepsin means active pepsin acts on protein and break down this protein into the proteoses and peptones. Okay, and finally in presence of dipeptidase enzyme, which enzyme dipeptidase enzyme, this proteases and peptones are again break down into the amino acid, and this amino acid is a simple form of protein, and they are absorbed in the small intestine, and they are absorbed through the portal circulation, and they are stored in the reach in the liver, and then from liver they are enters into the peripheral or systemic circulation, means they are released into the blood. And whatever different types of our body cells utilize this amino acid for the synthesis of new protein, means new protein synthesis के लिए इस amino acid का utilization किया जाता है. Okay, then in the children's, what happens in the children's means the small newborn babies or children's, they are just depending on their mother breastfeeding. वो खाते नहीं है रोटी की, वो सिर्फ मदर का मिल्क पीते हैं. ऐसे बच्चों में पेप्सिनोजेन की इंस्टेड ऑफ पेप्सिनोजेन their stomach secrete prorenin, which enzyme prorenin, which is an inactive, which is also an inactive, but in presence of pepsin or in presence of acidic medium, this HCl causes conversion of this inactive prorenin into the renin, and this renin act on the casein protein. Which protein? Casein protein, which is present in the milk, because the small babies, the newborn babies are fully or completely depending on the milk. Okay, so this milk contain a protein that is casein. So this renin act on this casein and break down this casein into the proteoses and peptones, and again the dipeptidase enzyme broken down these proteases and peptones into the amino acid, and finally this amino acid are absorbed in the children's. Okay, this means what कि children में protein digestion के लिए renin यूज होता है casein protein को digest करने के लिए, और जो adults है उनमें पेप्सिन यूटिलाइज होता है. ओके, और जब बेबी कुछ हमारे जैसा कॉम्प्लेक्स फूड खाने लगते हैं, स्टार्च वगैरह खाने लगते हैं या राइस खाने लगते हैं, तो तब उनमें ये पेप्सिन सीक्रेट मीन्स पेप्सिनोजेन सीक्रेट होने लगता है, और जब वो मिल्क कंज्यूम करते हैं तो वो प्रोरीन सीक्रेट होने लगता है. ओके, सो दिस इज केमिकल डाइजेशन टेक्स प्लेस इन द स्टमक. ओके, सो दिस इज डाइजेशन टेक्स प्लेस इन द माउथ एंड द स्टमक. Okay, so how much time this food is remain present inside the stomach? It is present near about 4 to 5 hours. How many? 4 to 5 hours is the stomach emptying time. Stomach emptying time. Stomach emptying time कितना होता है? तो है 4 to 5 hours. मीन्स हम जो भी फूड खाते हैं वो स्टमक में कितनी देर रहता है? इट इज नियर अबाउट 4 to 5 hours. But remember one thing, it is again depend on the food or food components what we have consumed. कि आप कौन सा फूड खाते हो, आप फ्रूट्स खाते हो या वेजिटेबल्स खाते हो, या फिर आप स्टार्च वेज खाते हो या फिर नॉन वेज खाते हो, मीट फिश एग कंज्यूम करते हो, या फिर आप कुछ जूस कंज्यूम करते हो. आप किस टाइप का फूड कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं इस पर डिपेंड करता है. इफ यू eat fruits, then it can easily digest. Then if you drink the juice of the fruits, then they are too much easily digested. They are remaining in the stomach for very short time because they are already broken down. And if you take the starch like आपकी जो रोटी है सब्जी है तो इसके लिए आपको 3 से 4 घंटे तक टाइम लगता है स्टमक में. Then if you take the non-veg like meat or fish or eggs, so it requires more time to digest because it's too much complex. Okay, so the stomach working time normally is 4 to 5 hours, but it is again depend on the food ingredients what we have consumed. Okay, इस पर डिपेंड करता है. तो इस लेक्चर में हमने डिस्कस किया द डाइजेशन ऑफ द फूड इन द ओरल कैविटी एंड द डाइजेशन टेक्स प्लेस इन द stomach. Now in the next lecture we will going to discuss about the digestion takes place in the small intestine, and which is very much important because the most of digestion of the food is takes place in the small intestine, and most of absorption of digested food also takes place in the small intestine. So it is most important part, and we requires और उसके लिए हमें पूरा कंप्लीट लेक्चर लगने वाला है कि डाइजेशन इन द स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन वो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट बिट है. ओके, सो हम ये नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में डिस्कस करेंगे. थैंक यू.